I got about 10 minutes through this video when my phone alarm went off and cut me off. So I am back to start again because I refuse to be stopped. So back in the box you go so that I can do this again. I want to talk about a deck that I never thought I'd enjoy. And that deck is the Work Your Light Oracle cards. And I bought this because the color scheme and things like that always seemed very pink and, hold on, let me just, yeah, a bit too pink, a bit too girly almost. And some of the images in the Star Child Tarot that I had witnessed seemed very, kind of very fashion forward and pretty blonde, skinny, festival girl, hipster kind of, not even hipster, no, they're not, no, hipsters are at least kind of chill. But my point is, this has never been my aesthetic, and but recently I have been embracing all things pink, particularly socks and dressing gowns and those kinds of things. So I wanted to get in my pajamas and get all sleepy and just work with this deck and see if I could. And in getting it, I have realized that I in fact can enjoy the pinker things, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, this is about £10 on Amazon, Book Depository, places like that, kind of across the board. They're not expensive, and which was one of the reasons I bought this before looking deeper into the Star Child or Moonchild Tarot, because obviously they're done by Rebecca Campbell and Daniel Knoll, the same artists as those decks. So it's I opened it, I got it out, I looked through it, and I love it. I do love it. My girly side just is coming out. I really, really love this deck. So as you can see, the inside, and they're so well done. Hay House has done this, and they're almost indie deck quality. They're amazing. They're absolutely beautiful. You are the Oracle, and it comes with a gorgeous little guidebook, nicely bound little guidebook. Just your regular kind of slightly glossy, you know, pretty guidebook. Very nice. Very useful, actually. And again, you are the Oracle. On the back, you've got, you know, a bit of info about the cards and a few little pictures and things like that. So pretty straightforward, but absolutely beautifully done. When I ordered the cards, I thought they were going to be glossy. I'd heard someone say they were glossy, and I was like resigned to it. I was like, well, rather they were matte, but they're glossy. And then they turn up and they're matte. They're entirely matte. Here are the card backs. As you can see, they've got this lovely smooth matte. Oh, they're so great. And they've got really, really good cardstock. Like that. Hay House, you're winning at making decks lately. I've got my eye on the mystical Shaman Oracle, and I'm just later. That's more my color scheme, but this is also very nice. It doesn't come gilded, but I decided to edge mine in a pale gold, which I thought would go really nice with the pink tones. And here are some of the cards. There are 4 suits. I can't remember all the names of the suits. We'll go through them maybe at the end. This is more the color scheme in some of the cards that I enjoy. Because I enjoy this, I will be looking more at the Star Child and the Moonchild Tarot. I've had a look through, and I'm pretty certain that I probably won't be investing in the Star Child. It seems a bit overly, like, more feminine, much more feminine than the Moonchild, which has a nicer balance and a much calmer, warmer, just a nicer, richer, more just lovelier color scheme, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I just prefer that, and it's just, and you know, I'm a moon girl. You know, stars are pretty, but I'm a moon girl. Look at these. They're absolutely stunning. I never even looked at this one closely. It's like she has her her spirit guide looking over her. Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. See, this is what I mean, and I like this. I have not looked through this enough. I'm just, like, every time I see the images, it's like I'm seeing them all again for the first time. They are beautiful, and you can really delve in with this deck. You can meditate, you can shadow work. And a lot of people prefer to shadow work with cards that have a darker theme, so it can bring more feelings to the surface. But for me, I get I'll find the card that I could shadow work with in this deck. Is this it? No. Oh, but this is a card that I love. So maybe this one. I love this color scheme. This is beautiful, and the mixture of having these black and white or darker cards in amongst the light, fairy, pretty, fluffy cards makes you realize that life has two sides. And yeah, I like that. It's very balanced. Another one, let's see, I'll hold up for comparison the different color schemes within this deck. And yet they sit aside each other so beautifully. It's not really an issue. This one I find you could shadow work with rather well. It's like dark, spooky kind of. You're probably not going to see that very well. It's dark and spooky, and through the door is the light. Beautiful place. And you've got like snakes over here and things like that. I love it. So yeah, I think for shadow work, this deck would actually work just fine, and I may use it for that, even though it's the last thing people would expect. I mean, it's called Work Your Light, and I'm like, work my shadows. Maybe, you know, I'm a bit of an odd one that needs to do it the opposite way around, you know. I'm fine with the shadows. Make me a bit, you know, brighter. Anyway, they're absolutely gorgeous. I really love them, and I very much want, what a greedy word, I would love to have in my possession, if I was, you know, so lucky, the Moonchild Tarot rather than Star Child, although it depends, but the Moonchild, and sitting on that I have my rose quartz egg, so it sits with this deck, and they just, rose quartz and quartz, oh, goes so pretty with this deck. I like finding things that go well together and just, it's just aesthetically pleasing. I'm one of those. And as you know, I got the Margarete Peterson Tarot the other day. Wow. A deck has never hit me that hard in my life. Like, it has never brought out feelings like that. All I want to do is sit with them, meditate with them, just hold them, have them near me. They've not left my side. That never happens. I always intend for it to happen. I've actually gone through the 4 elemental ways of cleansing the deck that I've never done before. I came across it and I thought, how brilliant. So it's where, you know, I haven't done all of them. The last one is where you wrap your deck in plastic, like really well, so that it's protected, and then in a airtight container you fill it with salt, you cover it all, completely cover it in salt, and you leave it for a few days, and then you take it out and you dispose of the salt. It needs to be airtight, I read, because otherwise you could get moisture. Salt sucks up moisture, so if there's moisture in the air or in the environment, then you're gonna need to make sure that that deck is properly contained in an airtight container and wrapped properly in plastic. So salt is brilliant for cleansing, and I think that is the earth cleansing. And the water cleansing was, what did I do? I'm very annoyed at myself. I also did the sage, which I did for air. Water cleansing, which I did a moon bathe. That was it. That's why I always get confused when I stick those two together. I know that the moon is very much a watery thing, but I always forget. Anyway, so I've done a lot, and I keep, at the moment, it's wrapped in this lovely, lovely scarf and just kept packaged up nicely in here, and I love it, and I'm going to carry it everywhere, and I'm going to study it, and I have been studying it, and I'm very proud of myself for how much I've actually stuck to one deck and tried to do that. I am hoping to get a beautiful handmade bag for this deck, because I intend to work with nothing else throughout 2019, and we'll talk more about that another day. The crystal that I keep on top of here is a beautiful piece of citrine. I love citrine, and I just feel with Margarete Peterson it just goes remarkably well. Like, this just felt right. So it's been saged, it's been moon bathed, It's been, oh, for the love of, oh, yep, over candles, you know, in front of fires, all that nonsense. I've done that. And next one is the salt saging, salt cleansing. Anyway, I've run out of words and I just wanted to pop in and say hello and just talk about a couple of new things. So I will probably be back soon with a couple of videos that I have planned, and I hope everyone's well today, and thank you for watching. Bye!